Hi guys, I'm Kiri, welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna talk about the pre-merge 1982 Mercedes-Benz 500 SEC AMG, and we're gonna give our opinion why these early AMG cars are more desirable and much more appreciated than the new AMG cars. To talk about these things, we need to know the history. So we need to go back to 1960s, from where actually everything starts. Two men with massive passion founded AMG, Albrecht and Melcher from Grobspach, little town in Germany. So the AMG stands for the first letters of the two men, Albrecht and Melcher, and the first letter of the town. In the beginning, they were working for Mercedes-Benz to develop racing engines, but later Mercedes closed this department. Anyway, because of the passion, they continued to work on a very popular 300 SE engine at home. Later, they put the engine into a Mercedes car, and this car with the engine won in 1965 the German Touring Car Championship. Not only once. This engine won many times, and proved that this is the most reliable and you can push up to the limit without any worries. But for the two men, Germany was small, and they decided to go abroad. The first race, 1971, 24 hours of Spa, Belgium. The car, Mercedes 300 SE AMG, won the first place in class, and the second overall, which was huge success, because many of the cars were purposely built for this kind of race, but thanks to the AMG bulletproof engine, the dream became true. From that moment, the brand AMG became a world known and everyone recognized them as a top-built, high-performance, high-quality, bulletproof cars. As they become popular and famous, many people ask the company to improve them cars. And from here actually starts the story of the Mercedes AMG road-going cars. Originally meant to design and produce racing engines, very soon they found that they can customize and upgrade customer cars. Not only the engines, but design packages as well. In 1990, Mercedes and AMG merged together, and they went in cooperation. But in late 1990s, Mercedes took the control over AMG. Before the 1990, AMG was still independent company, and the cars from that time are known as a pre-merge Mercedes AMG cars. These cars are very desirable today, and they become in collector's items. By the people who love AMG, they saying that the real AMG cars are the pre-merge ones. They are the bulletproof and made different way. The new ones are still good, but too many of them, and they become mass production and losing the originality. The car in front of us is the earliest 1982 500 SEC on the road in the UK, number 2106 of the production line, and one of only a handful of cars in the world with the optional Clarion G80 stereo system. The car features AMG modification, full body kit, and just notice that, Recaro interior. This particular car had been fully restored to a bare metal, and engine rebuilt, gearbox, suspension, everything. But the car still keep all the original spec as left the factory. So 1982 W126 Mercedes-Benz 500 SEC AMG with V8 5-liter engine and producing 231 horsepower, which was enough to accelerate the car to 62 miles per hour or 100 kilometers per hour just for 8 seconds and maximum speed of 137 miles per hour or over 220 kilometers per hour. We mentioned earlier, AMG built the competition racing engines in 1960s and 70s, and they were almost unbeatable. But for road-going customer cars, in the beginning AMG was making only, let's say, stylish design in and out. Sport suspensions, nice Penta wheels, spoilers, sport interiors, steering wheels, stereo systems, but the engine and the gearbox were stock factory Mercedes units. That's why on the first cars the engine and the gearbox are almost untouched. They built the first engine for road car in 1984, with some innovations. And we remember the 1986-87 model 500E, which was with wide body, and from somewhere the nickname the Hammer was introduced. And these early W124 cars are known as the Hammers. For me, the AMG Mercedes from the 1980s are the best AMG cars in any aspect. They are the real ones, and they have a different character. If you had AMG car in the 80s, you are really someone, even with a stock engine. Was high-class car for top people, businessmen or pop stars, and the owners, they showed the level. They are above the others. was like a premium car not many people could afford. Customization was very important for the people who wanted to be different. And this was the priority on that time for the company AMG. With the sporty body kit all around the car, the front air dam, the door seals, the rear spoiler on the boot and under the bumper, the car is so unique. And don't forget the 15-inch Penta wheels or BBS, the lower suspension as well. The car outside looks absolutely astonishing. But not only outside, the interior as well. Full leather seats, of course, in different colors, but the leather was real and high quality, not like nowadays cars. The seats are different, more sporty, made by Recaro, by the AMG specification, of course. The steering wheel is so unique again. By the way, there are different model steering wheels on these 80s AMG cars, but all of them very distinctive. We're gonna mention the stereo system again. This particular car was spec when new with the Clarion G80 stereo, which was something out of this world. And to know how to use all the extras on that stereo, you have to learn a lot. Because there are too many buttons, equalizers, so you don't wanna get a mess. In the 80s, AMG still was a tuner. So you even had the options to buy from the company the body kit, original of course, to buy the wheels, the suspension, and to transform your normal 500 SEC into a AMG car. You could do this in them shop or in authorized dealers or even at home if you had the knowledge, of course, to do this. Still is going to be an original AMG pack, but don't forget to stick the original badge on the boot. I remember when these cars were worth nothing some 20-25 years ago. Of course, when new, they were very expensive, but after that no one wanted to show off with old car. But nowadays, 35-40 years later, they become so much on the focus, not only in Europe and USA, but everywhere in the world. The main market when new was US and Europe. There are many in Japan as well. Again, this was very prestige car when new, and to show up with this AMG was privilege for not many people. So they are completely different than the new AMG cars. Even the normal new Mercedes cars, what I notice, many of them, if not half, are with AMG packages, bumpers, wheels, and they are not that attractive anymore. AMG lost the identity and they are not that unique and you can see them on every street. That's why not many people appreciate anymore the new AMG cars than the way they deserve. We know this is good for the business and for the accountants on the end of the month who count in the money. Anyway, the idea of the AMG in the beginning was different, but now it's a business. But let's go back to this very beautiful and rare 1982 very early example W126 Mercedes-Benz 500 SEC AMG. Most of them are 1983-84, but this, as we mentioned earlier, is the earliest 500 SEC in the UK with standard V8 5-liter 4947cc and producing 231 horsepower. After 1985, Mercedes improved a bit the engine to 279 horsepower. So if you see a 500 Mercedes AMG car after 1985, maybe early 1986, is going to be the 279 horsepower. After that, this engine was improved from AMG to 326 horsepower and first installed in the Hammer 500e. Everyone who loves Mercedes knows what actually 1986-87 500e is. This car is based on W124 chassis, but was developed together with Porsche. Porsche helped Mercedes with the suspension and other stuff with this model, was built together between the two brands, and on the end the result was extremely muscle car, very powerful, and we mentioned earlier 5-liter V8 326 horsepower. The best car in its class, 4-door luxury sedan, was better than anything else. Just maybe the rival in 1986 was E28 BMW M5 or Alpina, but not really. Later in 1989, when was presented the new BMW E34 M5 with 315 horsepower, this was the more serious rival. The car was built only in left-hand drive and was popular not only in Europe but in USA as well. Absolutely bulletproof, very reliable and powerful 4-door luxury sedan for wealthy people. Mercedes started to use this engine in them cars later, in 1989 R129 500 SL or 1990 W140 500 SE or SEL 326 horsepower. And this was the most wanted Mercedes engine and probably one of the most reliable. AMG later in the middle of 1980s introduced the wide body 500 SEC, which was absolutely crazy white body car. And the company actually was base for every other tuner, the Koenig Special, Brabus, Lorenzer and many others. AMG was the pioneer and everyone after that. 1980s. Mercedes AMG cars are known as well as the boss's cars, no matter what business is. From the dark business to the CEO of oil company. With this car, you really show off who you are. Because let's say with normal 500 SEC, the owner was a very important person, but with AMG badge on the boot, it's different story. Could be a big broker from New York Stock Exchange, same as Leonardo DiCaprio in the movie The Wolf of Wall Street, driving the car through the Fifth Avenue, and next to him, the leather case full with papers or maybe cash. Could be a sheikh from a Middle East country. By the way, these Middle East AMG cars were fully loaded and customized, and today probably they're the most attractive. As well, these 1980s big Mercedes AMG cars were very popular after 1989 in the East European countries. The new bosses were competing who is gonna have better and rare car, and AMG was very prestigious there. But they never been maintained correctly, and today the history of these cars are very dodgy. As we said early, 1980s and 90s AMG cars become very popular today. They came back to life, and nice examples like this 1982 500 SEC AMG are a dream for many collectors. And they switch very nicely to any car collection, because once was very expensive, prestigious, rare, luxury, but on the same time very sporty and fast. Don't forget the history, how in 1960s AMG was founded and what was the original idea of the two brothers who created these amazing hand-built and crafted cars. Guys, I hope you liked the video about this very early car in UK 1982 Mercedes-Benz 500 SEC AMG. 41 years old pre-merge AMG cars, but on the same time very well preserved. If you like, please subscribe my channel and see you next time guys, bye!